I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today we are building a tiny house, and this is actually a tiny house, so it's only 64 tiles. I've done a couple of these A-frame houses in the past, but as far as I remember, none of them actually counts as tiny houses now that we have tiny living. So even though some of them were supposed to be tiny houses and back then they'd be considered tiny houses because they were small enough, they'd still have too many tiles. So, because one of the issues with the new tile counting system is that you can't actually place foundation outside, even if it doesn't have walls, it'll still count as tiles. So I used to use a lot of foundations on the exterior just to, add some decor and stuff, add some pool areas and other stuff. Sometimes I've had, a whole terrace on the roof, for example, which you can still do without it counting as tiles, by the way. I just want to point that out. But just different things that you can't really do anymore. So I wanted to make a new one, a new A-frame house that is actually considered a tiny house. So if you do decide to play in this house, you do get the benefits that you'll get from tier 2 tiny houses or tiny homes. So I don't remember what that is, but it's something at least. So anyways, but yeah, that is what we're doing today. And I decided to build this in Windenburg. Actually, it's built on a 20 by 20. You can see the lot name up in the upper left corner right now. I still haven't changed this one for some reason, but there you go. But yeah, it's built on a 20 by 20. I do want to point out that the screenshots are taken on another lot, so a 30 by 20 lot, and that's because there was a tree in the way, so I was super annoyed about that. This is also not a very photogenic house, which annoys me so much. You guys probably don't care, but I do for thumbnail purposes. And I don't really know why that is. I don't know why it's so ugly in pictures, but it just is. So that's a bit of a shame. Maybe it's also ugly in the game. I don't really know. But yeah, I was bothered a bit by that. It happens quite often that trees are in the way, or you have a lamppost in front of the lot or something. It makes it really difficult to take proper thumbnail screenshots, which as a YouTuber kind of sucks. But it's fine, whatever, we'll deal with it. We'll just move the houses around until we find a proper spot. So I took them on the neighboring lot basically, and that's also why at the very end when you see the screenshot with the tiles activated, it does look like it's on a bigger lot, but it's supposed to be for a 20 by 20 lot. Just wanted to point that out. So it has a very small bathroom where there is the open shower from Discover University. It's fully functional, everything should work just fine. And it has room for 2 Sims total because there's a double bed and you can access both sides of the bed. So it has room for 2 Sims total. 2 adults or 2 young adults or 2 elders, or I don't know, if you like to play with teens that don't live at home, I guess you could have a teen or 2 living here too. I don't really know. I don't know what the rent is either. I have no idea. It's definitely not off the grid or anything like that. So maybe the benefits have something to do with rent actually, now that I mentioned it. It might have something to do with that, but I'm not fully certain. But anyways, everything else should be completely playable. I do sometimes get comments from people saying that even though I've playtested something, it doesn't work in their game, and I'm not really sure why that is. But for me, this house does actually work. I've playtested both the bathroom, I've playtested the kitchen, I playtested the bed, so everything should work just fine. But the game is a little bit glitchy now and then, so as you guys may know. I've kind of been dealing with a lot of building glitches lately, and I'm not really sure what that's about, and I don't know if we're gonna get an update or a bug fix or something at some point anytime soon, because the team is super quiet because everyone's working from home. So I don't know, but there's a lot of glitches in build mode right now, and it's really annoying. I'm trying my best to just ignore it, but I don't really know. It's making building just a little bit annoying now and then, but I'm doing my best to just ignore it. But anyways, there is one in particular that's annoying me like a lot. So when you're trying to, for example, if you place something on top of something else, it's sort of like the item won't be where your cursor is anymore. It's sort of like jutting a little bit, and it won't, I don't know how to explain it, but you can't place 2 things on top of each other. It's like the cursor doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to be, and it kind of keeps moving and stuff. It's super annoying. Also, when you're doing terrain paint, it's the same thing. You can't place the cursor underneath a tree. You kind of have to like draw terrain paint around the tree, sort of. I don't know what's going on with that, and I don't know when to start it either, but it's super annoying because I love to do terrain paint, but the glitches making it really annoying to do. So I hope we get a bug fix at some point, sometime soon, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up too much because everything is sort of weird right now. But anyways, so as you can see, actually I was about to just place a hallway table here, but then I realized that they didn't have a wardrobe, and I know how some of you guys feel about there not being wardrobes in my tiny houses, so I decided to move the hallway table to the actual hallway, or to the entry way, whatever. So they have a wardrobe or a dresser, I should say. It's not a wardrobe. So they can store their clothes in there. They definitely don't have a lot of storage space in this house. I want to say, like, there's not a lot of places to put stuff. They don't even have a lot of cabinets in the kitchen, so let's just hope they don't have a lot of stuff. Is that something you guys think about when you're decorating, that your Sims need a lot of storage space for their things? I cannot say storage space quickly. It's impossible for me. Anyways, just in case you were wondering, I can't. But is that something you guys think about when you build? Like, do you make sure that they have lots of cabinets and closets and, that sort of thing? Or do you just not think about it at all? Because I don't know, it's something that I've started thinking about when I moved into my apartment, because I don't have a lot of storage space. I have a closet in my office here, and I have a closet, built-in closets in my bedroom as well, and there's a cupboard. Yes, there's a cupboard in the bathroom and a couple of cupboards in the kitchen. But that's it. So I've been struggling a little bit figuring out, I don't even have a lot of stuff, but I've been struggling figuring out where to put my things. And because of that, I've been starting to think about it in The Sims 2. Like, they need closets in the hallway, for example, or at least dressers or something. So, I don't know. Is that something you guys think about when you decorate? You can probably see I try to add a little bit extra storage space in the bathroom. So they have a cabinet above the mirror, but it's not usable for anything, it's just decor, but it was just kind of bothering me a little bit that they barely had any, so I decided to just randomly put a cupboard in there. But anyways, as you saw as well, the bathroom is pretty much my go-to sort of layout for bathrooms for tiny houses, just because it takes up barely any space. It takes up 2 tiles, and we're really down to counting tiles when it comes to tiny houses now, so I just prefer to keep the bathrooms as small as possible. So also, I think I was messing up a little bit here with the pool, but I realized that it was counting tiles. That's what I mean. Like, I'm used to just being able to go crazy with decor and hangout areas or whatever outside of the house. Like, that's fine. You can add lots of platforms, foundations outside of the house. That would have been fine back in the day before tiny living, but now you can't do that anymore. Because otherwise they'll count as extra tiles, even though they're not, you're not using them for anything. They're not really playable because it's just a foundation under a pool, so you can place a staircase. I kind of tend to forget that it's a thing, so at some point I'll just start decorating with foundations outside like I just did, and then it hits me that, nope, you can't do that. So all my decor ideas are ruined, but that's just how it is sometimes. We just gotta stick to the rules. Anyways, so I didn't really, honestly, I just started doing stuff when it came to this little, it's not even a backyard, what would you call this, garden area? Because it's not really a garden either. It's just kind of, there's a lounge area and a pool. I did give them 2 plant pots, bigger plant pots over here, so they can plant some trees or plant 4 smaller plants in there so they could grow their own vegetables or something if they want to. I just felt like I might as well give them that, to be honest. It's not because I think they, care about gardening a lot or anything like that. I just felt like it would be nice for them to have some plant pots. So, but other than that, just the pool, the lounge area. I also decided to give them a grill, and they also have a dining table outside with 4 chairs. So if they want to, they could have 2 friends over and they could grill together, eat outside together, and just, I don't know, hang out, tell each other stories or something in the woods. Also, did I mention that the reason I decided to build this in Windenburg was because I feel like often when it comes to, modern houses, I either build them in Newcrest, or when it comes to these sort of modern houses, contemporary houses I should say, I built them on the beach. So I've built one on Windenburg, or in Windenburg on the island. I've also built one in Solani before actually. But for a change, I felt like it would be kind of cool to have a contemporary house, a contemporary A-frame house in the woods instead. So surrounded by trees, and I didn't want to build it in Granite Falls. So I decided to build it here in the foresty area of Windenburg. So that's why I did it here, because I don't know, I just wanted the landscaping around the house to be a little bit wilder. I thought it would look kind of cool. It's like a contrast, the wilderness compared to this new structured A-frame house. I don't know. Nice contrast there. Maybe you don't fully understand what I'm saying, but I just thought it would look cool, and I hope it does. But anyways, that is about all I got for you guys today. So I hope you're all staying healthy and safe, and remember to wash your hands. And yeah, other than that, if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
But I would never, ever, ever would have believed them, no reason. Sometimes the truth is hard to see. But now the never, ever, ever seemed to be over. I saw her, so I'm happy I got freed. Lucky, lucky, lucky me.